What's up, my name's TechNobo here for Troubleshoot, and today I've got some pretty cool news for you if you edit video using Premiere Pro. There's an exciting new feature coming to Premiere Pro, and it's already released with this new update. I'll be updating in just a second. So as you probably know, in my previous videos, I've talked about using TurboCut, a plugin for Premiere Pro, to greatly enhance the decoding performance and timeline performance of Premiere Pro so that you can skip around your video, play it, pause it a lot better and a lot faster than normal. However, with semi-recent updates, TurboCut has broken completely for me. As for why, I didn't really have an idea. But if I go ahead and open up TurboCut's plugin properties, you can see I've got the AVC and HEVC import acceleration turned off. So video doesn't decode a lot faster. When using the plugin, it just uses the default Premiere software decoding. However, with the very recent October 2020 update, version 14.5 of Premiere Pro, they've added a rather exciting feature. If I go ahead and pull across my Adobe Creative Cloud, you can see that there's an update for Adobe Premiere Pro, where they mention enhanced GPU hardware decoding on Windows. If we pull across the information page, we'll scroll down to the very bottom, and you'll see here, performance improvements. New hardware decoding using AMD and Nvidia GPUs on Windows offers faster playback and more responsive timeline performance for the widely used H.264 and HEVC formats in Premiere Pro and After Effects. For information on preference settings for this feature, see Set Media Preferences. That's great. That is exactly what probably broke this. They were probably messing around with things in the previous update, breaking TurboCut, and now that they've released this next update, I don't think there's much of a need for TurboCut, and if it starts working again, it can only help the program more. So before we get into this, how exactly do you turn this on? Well, before I update Premiere Pro, I'll go ahead and open it up so you can see exactly what it looks like before this option is introduced and after. This is Adobe Premiere Pro version 14.4, build 38. If I head across to Edit, Preferences, followed by Media, we'll see the screen over here with not much information. The only option here is Enable Hardware Accelerated Encoding, and Decoding requires restart. As far as I know, this option doesn't seem to have too much of an impact, but of course I haven't tried editing with this off. I still do get massive lag sometimes while editing video, especially on my slower laptop. So with that aside, this is where it was before Premiere Pro 14.4. Let's go ahead and update to Premiere Pro 14.5 and we'll see exactly what changed. I'll wait for this to update and then launch it up once again. And now that it's fully updated to Premiere Pro 14.5, I'll open it up again. Opening it up, things look a tiny bit different, which is a bit weird, but making the screen a smaller size to where it usually is. I'll go ahead and head across to Edit, followed by Preferences, and then Media once again. This time when the screen opens up at the very bottom, you see H.264 HEVC hardware accelerated decoding requires restart, and H.264 HEVC hardware accelerated encoding requires restart. Having both of these checked should give you the highest performance. I would assume that if you have an AMD graphics card as well as an Nvidia graphics card in your computer, you can choose which one you want to do by simply checking or unchecking the tick box next to that specific device over here. But of course, because I only have Nvidia, there is only the Nvidia option, and I'm unable to change it as it's the only one. Maybe even QuickSync will be featured on this list, though of course I have a Ryzen CPU from AMD rather than Intel. Anyway, with that all aside, I'll hit OK and open up an existing project of mine. Of course, nothing seems too different, but skipping around the video, it does seem to be a little bit snappier than it usually is. If we have a look at these transitions over here, we'll see if it makes a big difference. Nope, there's still a bit of a freeze heading over this as it has to render the little animation that happens to my icon in the bottom right, which you saw on this video as well. So not much has changed there, but it seemed to run a little bit smoother than it usually does. Other than that, I'll really only start to see it when there's lots of videos playing at once and things alike. With all that aside, hopefully this new update from Adobe brings some good performance. And if Synergy can add anything to their TurboCut plugin, maybe it'll help Premiere Pro even further and improve the performance that they've hopefully added with this update. I haven't had too much experience with it, but of course I'm making this video as more of an announcement because any performance improvements to Premiere Pro is a really good update. So hopefully this is one of them. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Hopefully you found something useful in it. My name's been TechNobo here for Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.